So really, it's up to the singer what to do, what not to do. Now, we usually hear about, oh, in modern times, the singer is totally worn out because you can sing today in Milan, get on the plane, 2 days later you are singing in New York, etc., etc. Here again, if the singer has a good technique, a good solid technique, a fine voice, nature blessed him, his teachers further blessed him, there is no real reason why a singer not sing frequently. Once again, I would like to bring up an example. One of Caruso's many biographers, Michael Scott, did the research on this and points out that in 1895, during the Christmas season, Caruso sang 12 complete performances in 8 days. Matinee, evening, matinee, evening. He was rotating Traviata, not a demanding role, but it's singing, Rigoletto, and I Montecchi e I Capuletti, I think, I Capuletti e Montecchi. And he had one on the, I think, the 7th day he did not sing. You know, the good Lord paused on the 7th day too. Caruso took a day off on the 7th day, but in 8 days, he sang 12 performances. It did not ruin his voice. He lasted very well. And unfortunately, of course, as we know, he died at age 48. But if you listen to, let's say, the last 15 recordings, once again, I challenge his confrère of the treble clef to do better than he's doing in his last recording years. And frequency of singing. We have examples in the repertory of, or the chronology of Placido Domingo, when I think in 1 week he sang 4 performances and conducted 2, or 3 performances and conducted 2. I mean, if your voice can sustain it, you can certainly do an awful lot as long as you know what your own limits are. We have stories of Domingo singing a whole performance at the Cologne, but because his voice was really warmed up, he went straight into the recording studio. And if I'm not mistaken, that is the Tangos record that he made. And I would not hold up as, you know, the greatest singing I ever heard, but it's perfectly, perfectly fine. So once again, the gentleman knew what his voice could do. I have seen a full dress rehearsal of a Faust, and the first night of Faust, from a matinee on day 1 to the evening of day 2, and the whole cast could do it very well. So again, you should not overtax your voice, and certainly everybody knows when you have some vocal ailment, don't sing. One such instance I would like to mention is Alfred Picaver, a famous tenor who I believe was, I may be slightly mixing it up, but I think American-born, London-raised, and made his headquarters in Vienna. He was idolized by the Viennese, but if he had one sneeze or a cough of the day of the performance, he cancelled. He was best known for cancelling performances, but when he was on, he sang, and sang very well. I have an anecdote about, I believe, Jan Kiepura, and now I am missing who the other singer was, walking on the street of New York, and the singer greeting him, waving, oh, doesn't talk, and when they both reached the Met, he says, "Are you crazy talking on the street in this cold?" He wouldn't open his mouth in the cold weather. You know, big bundled up. So yes, you have to take care of yourself, and then you will last. You have to know your abilities, and then you will deliver the goods. You have to study, you have to learn, you have to practice. I should also mention, for the record, and I have this from the Sun, that Caruso, all through his life, every morning did at least 30 minutes of vocal exercises. And as Caruso Enrico Jr. told me, it was not really to keep singing, but to have all the muscles in good working condition, that all the entire singing apparatus should not forget how to produce the sound. And you know, he could have just rested on his laurels. I also asked Enrico Jr., did he warm up when once he accompanied his father to the recording studio in Camden? He says no. He just arrived, they set up the recording, and he sang. And he sang every piece 3-4 times. They picked the best one, and that was that. But no, he did not have to sing and warm up, whatever, because his voice was always in let's assume, optimal condition.